It started with the rain, the relentless drumming against the window pane, mirroring the frantic beat of my own frustration. A gray, suffocating blanket over everything. He stood across the room, a silhouette against the muted light, and I knew, with a bone-deep weariness, that the words wouldn't come, or if they did, they would be the same tired, hollow echoes of arguments past. The silence used to be a battlefield. Sharp words like shrapnel, tearing at the fragile peace we tried so desperately to build. Now it was something else entirely. A vast, empty ocean. I remember the fire of youthful indignation, the unwavering belief that if I just explained it right, if I just made him understand asterisk. But over time, the flames flickered and died, leaving behind only cold ashes. The truth is, I still felt things. The same yearning, the same desire for connection. But somewhere along the way, the bridge had crumbled, and shouting across the chasm only seemed to widen the distance further. I am healing with every breath I take. I watched as he turned away from the window. His shoulders slumped a little. Was that sadness I saw, or just the weariness I felt mirrored back? There was a time when I would have rushed to him, demanded an explanation, a resolution. Now, I just sat there, letting the silence settle around me like a heavy cloak. I wasn't angry anymore, just resigned, tired, deeply, profoundly tired. The scent of old books rose from the shelf beside me, an aroma I'd always found comforting. Now a marker of years accumulated. Years of shared life, shared space, but somehow unshared hearts. I am safe in this moment. I remembered a small bird we saw once, trapped inside our house, flitting frantically against the glass, desperate for escape. That was me for so long, pushing, struggling, trying to break free. And maybe he felt trapped too. The rain softened to a drizzle. The light shifted, a pale glimmer breaking through the clouds. It touched his face, and for a fleeting moment, I saw a flicker of something familiar, something buried beneath layers of habit and unspoken words. Did he see it too? The ghost of what we once were. I closed my eyes, breathing deeply. I trust the timing of my life. The air in the room felt thick, heavy with unspoken things, like a humid summer night before a storm. Sometimes, the loudest noise is the absence of sound. The quiet scream of unmet needs, the hollow echo of unanswered prayers. I thought about leaving, about starting over, but even that felt too exhausting. Another battle, another climb. Instead, I focused on my breath, the steady rhythm of inhale and exhale, grounding myself in the present moment. I am grounded. My hand reached out, almost unconsciously, to touch the worn fabric of the armchair. It was his favorite, the one he always sat in, reading, lost in his own world. And I realized something. Maybe it wasn't about fixing it anymore. Maybe it was about accepting it. Accepting the silence, the distance, the unspoken truths. Because underneath it all, there was still a kind of love. Not the passionate, all-consuming fire of the beginning, but a quiet ember, a shared history, a comfortable familiarity. Maybe that was enough. The rain stopped completely. The sun emerged, casting a golden glow across the room. It illuminated the dust motes dancing in the air, each one a tiny speck of time, of memory, of shared existence. He turned and looked at me then. His eyes were weary, but also something else. Something I couldn't quite name. He didn't speak, and neither did I. But in the silence, I heard something different. Not a scream, not an echo, but a quiet understanding. A truce. I am enough. I am at peace. It wasn't the ending I had imagined, but maybe, just maybe, it was enough of a beginning.